Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is I just have to record. So today I want to talk about something that has been sitting heavy on my heart or in my heart, but also setting me free in a way I did not expect. What I'm sharing today is one of those honest heart spill kind of videos. This is an issue that's been teaching me, humbling me, and freeing me all at once. Um, but before I proceed, if this is your first time here, my name is Excellence Anurika Joshua, and on this channel, I share about my faith and perspectives about life, about love, and living fully. So if you find my content valuable, please do well to subscribe. And if you like this content, please also like this video. Now let's get into it. If you've ever found yourself taking or talking too much to prove a point, giving way too much background just to justify a decision, or even accidentally sharing things you shouldn't have in the name of context, then this one is for you. Because I think that has been me. Not I think that's been me. I'm taking 100% responsibility. And I didn't even realize how deep it ran. I've come to realize that it is called overcompensating, and I'm learning to stop overcompensating, not just in my words, but in my energy, in how I show up, and in how I make decisions, in how I try to prove that something or someone is important, or that this thing or this concept is really worthy. And truly, it has been humbling. I've always been that person who thinks deeply, who feels strongly, very passionate, and who wants people to really get it, to see the value, to understand why I'm doing this, or why I care about this thing, or why I made this particular decision, whether in work and friendship, or I've even come to realize, even in random conversations, I tend to feel this urge to back things up with extra stories, with examples, history, with opinion. And before I knew it, I'll be rambling, saying things that weren't even necessary, giving details that did not add value, some of which I've come to see as, are you sure I'm not gossiping? Not out of malice, but from this weird need to paint the full picture so people won't misunderstand me. But I didn't always recognize it as overcompensation. To me, it felt like being thorough or very passionate or helpful. I used to have a friend who used to say, "You're just really intense." And of course, I'm supposed to explain this. Of course, I'm supposed to provide all the backstory so people will understand. If I don't share it, they won't get the context. Of course, I need to make sure everyone gets it right. But then somewhere along the line, I started to feel tired. I started to feel guilty. Like I was always defending something. I was always explaining something. I was always justifying something. And I realized I was doing too much. I was saying too much, and I was offering way too much. And I realized it wasn't out of confidence, but out of fear, the fear of being misunderstood, the fear of not being taken seriously, the fear of not being seen as too much or not enough, the fear of making a decision people wouldn't agree with, you see. And so I would over explain, I would over justify, I'll bring up past examples, old conversations, things other people said or didn't say, all to prove one small point. And in doing that, I started leaking. Started sharing things that weren't necessary. Sometimes even crossing over into gossip without realizing it, all in the name of I want to be clear. But what was I really doing? Was really trying to earn space. That's what I realized. I had to tell myself the truth. I was trying to earn belief. I was trying to earn permission. And there was this one moment, I won't go into much detail, but I remember I finished that conversation and immediately started thinking, why did you even say all of that? Was it necessary? Did that person need that information? It wasn't malicious, but it was messy. I think it was just too much. And I felt guilty to have gossiped. I walked away feeling exposed, like I had opened up a drawer that didn't even need to be opened. And I asked myself, what are you trying to prove? Why do you need people to understand every single thing? Why does it feel like your truth needs to be a slideshow presentation every single time? Right? And that's when it hit me. Yeah, that's when it hit me. Overcompensating doesn't just waste your energy, it betrays boundaries and it can betray you. Now I'm learning a different rhythm. I'm learning that not everything needs to be explained. And that sometimes no is enough, yes is enough, I've made a decision is enough. And the people who respect you will respect your choices even without the footnotes. And I learned that I don't have to package every truth with 3 paragraphs of backstory. And I don't have to tell people every single thing I thought through before doing what I did. It just doesn't make sense. And I don't have to give a full historical timeline to make my voice valid. No, I've learned that there's strength in quiet decisions. There's strength in saying that's what I'm doing and letting it stand. Now, when I'm tempted to explain too much, I pause. I ask, do they really need all of that? Is this information actually helpful? Or am I just trying to protect myself from being judged? And I'm saying this because it moves the conversation forward, or because I'm not saying this because it moves the conversation forward or because I'm trying to be liked. No. And to be honest, when I think about this, it changes everything. It has helped me keep my peace. It has helped me stay in control of my story. It has helped me protect the sacred parts of my life that don't need to be on display. Because truth is, everyone doesn't need to know everything. They do not. Even the people I love, even the people I trust. I used to think that being open meant being available and that vulnerability meant access. But I've come to learn this. Not everyone deserves full access to your process. You can be honest and still keep things private. You can be authentic and still be selective with your words. Yes. You can be real without putting your soul on a platter every single time. Boundaries are not hiding, no, they are actually honoring. And sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself and others is to say less. And so moving forward recently, I chose to do things differently. I'm learning that clarity doesn't require an essay and that a no can be complete without a backstory, that a decision can stand on its own 2 feet and I do not need to show the receipts every time. I don't need to convince people to value what I value. I absolutely do not need to validate every choice that I'm on trial. Or like I'm on trial. No. There's strength in brevity. There's peace in silence. There's power in boundaries. And it's okay to keep some things in your heart without putting them in people's hands. So now I pause before I speak. If someone asks why I did something and the short version is enough, I go with that. I no longer feel guilty for not filling in all the blanks. When someone doesn't agree with me, I don't rush to change their mind. No, I do not. And when something great happens in my life, I realize I don't feel the need to prove I deserve it by listing out how hard I worked for it. And when I walk into a room, I no longer shrink or try to earn space. I am the space. I'm the space. So, in all of this, I've also learned that you don't owe the world all of you. I don't owe the world all of me. I don't have to justify my peace, my choices, my boundaries, or even my blessings. No, I do not. I am enough, even when I say less. I am valuable, even when no one claps. And I am powerful, even in silence. So, if you've been overcompensating, like I have, trying to explain too much, trying to overprove your value, over explain your intentions, over justify decisions or your decisions, or trying to justify too hard, trying to be heard too loudly, I see you and I want you to know that I've been you. But I'm giving you permission, if you want someone to do that for you, to stop, because there's another way, a better way. Start trusting yourself more. Start believing that what you carry is valid, even when you don't spell it out. Start being okay with letting people wonder. Everybody doesn't need to know everything. Speak when you must. Rest your voice when you don't. You don't need a paragraph when a sentence will do. You don't need a story when a simple truth will carry the weight. Let your life speak for itself. Okay? Let your boundaries do some of the talking. Actions. Let your silence be part of your language. And you don't have to fill every space. You don't have to explain every detail. Not at all. And you're not on trial. So breathe. Stand tall. Say what you need to say. And then stop. Let it be. Let you be. And that's, for me, that's me saying, yes, my marriage ended. I'm divorced. And so what? I don't have to explain why. I don't have to explain that I'm a good woman and so I didn't deserve it. It was not my fault. I have to stop doing that. I have to start justifying stuff. It's hard, but it's something I've learned that is healthy and better for me. So yeah, that's my thoughts on overcompensating. If you found this video useful and you loved it, please don't forget to like and share with someone who might need it. And please remember to subscribe to my channel. There's more content coming up for you. And like I said, this video is just me. I'm back from work. I'm really tired. And I'm on my bed and I'm like, no, I must record because it's discipline for me to actually show up and do what I promised myself that I'm going to do. Okay, so until next time, bye.